Hey guys, it's Jedi Lex, and welcome to the 7th episode of Beyond Tatooine, where I bring on different Star Wars collectors to talk about how their love of Star Wars originated, as well as take a look at and chat about their collections. And today on the episode, I have Tony from the Star Wars Sith channel. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty awesome. I'm very excited to have you on. I'm super excited to see you at MegaCon. It's going to be so
Yes.
fun. It's definitely
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I've been waiting for this call ever since you did the first episode. I was like, man, when's it gonna be my turn? So I'm hyped to be here.
Exciting. So, can you tell us a little bit about your channel, what you focus on, and where people can find you if they aren't already following you?
Yep. So I run the Star Wars Sith YouTube channel. So you can find me on YouTube at Star Wars Sith, Instagram, TikTok. And I started my channel maybe like a year and a half ago just to cover Star Wars Celebration because there's a lot of people that have never been. So I kind of wanted to cover like how it worked, how to get in, and show them the experience. So that's how it started. And then from there, it expanded to toy hunts, unboxings, video games, reactions, live streams. So cover a little bit of everything Star Wars related on my channel.
Yeah, you do a lot, and I feel like your celebration stuff is very informational. Like, I feel like I've already been
Yeah.
to a celebration because I watched all your stuff. I'm
Yes.
honestly very excited for Japan. It's gonna be a great time.
Oh
Looking
yeah.
forward to it. Alright, so I guess I'll jump into my first question. Who kind of
Yeah.
introduced you to Star Wars?
So definitely my father. It was back in like the early 90s. So like this isn't the exact one that we had, but this was the box set that my dad had.
Oh,
So like
wow.
I grew up with this bad boy and I would just take the VHSs out, all three of them, and watch them over and over nonstop. So this is how it
Wow.
started for me, VHS, and then it kind of grew from there. Especially when like when the prequels came out and I was able to finally see them in theaters. I haven't missed anything in theaters since '99. So definitely, my father's the one that got me into it.
Cool. Was there anything, like, in specific that really, like, drew you to Star Wars or just, like, the overall allure of it?
I think just like the overall lore, like just seeing it for the first time, like as a kid, seeing like Vader and then the stormtroopers and then Obi-Wan with the lightsaber, just all that stuff was just so cool. Then like the space battles with the X-Wings and the TIE fighters, like you get hooked right away as a young kid seeing that, especially if you've never seen anything like that. And it just continued from there because then you go to the Empire and then you go to Return of the Jedi and then you just keep doing it on repeat. It was just never ending. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's so cool, and I used to have the VHSs, which is, like, crazy because the early 2000s, we just pop them in and out, and, like, now we
Yeah.
just have, like we can just go to Disney Plus and they're all there. It's, like,
Yep.
absolutely crazy to me because
So
I
crazy.
I hated popping those in and out and trying to, like, switch it and then, try to go through that process, but it's
Yes.
very convenient now. Everything's all on Disney Plus. Very nice.
Yeah, we're so spoiled now, and it's nice. It's all like the remastered 4K versions, like whenever
Yes.
you want it on your phone, on your iPad, on your TV, on your PlayStation. It's so clutch.
Literally, yeah, and it's not, like, staticky, it's just, like, all
No,
nice
yeah,
and clear, it's amazing, I
yeah,
love it. It's very nice to have it just wherever I want it, at my fingertips.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite movie? I feel like you asked me this and we had the same favorite movie, but what
Revenge of the
is
Sith,
yeah, okay.
without a doubt. I remember it like it was yesterday. Going to the movie theater 2005 Thursday at midnight because back then like you had to wait till midnight to see a movie,
Mhm.
not like now where it's like 5 6 7 p.m. the day before. So I remember I was living in Daytona. I got out of work at 10 and there were like two old dudes that work with me that love Star Wars, and we all just went right to the AMC and we stayed in the parking lot till midnight and we went in and we watched it, and it was just such a great experience because like you we went in knowing the ending because you knew he had to turn to Vader, but
Mhm.
just seeing it was just so beautiful, and then seeing little Luke and Leia at the end and Tatooine, like that movie is just a masterpiece, man.
Yeah, I 100% without a doubt, that is my favorite movie. I don't
Yeah.
know, like, I just feel like I have an appreciation for all of them, but I
Yep.
feel like that movie is just
Yeah.
amazing. Like, the
Yes.
end scene where Obi and Annie are, like,
Oh,
dueling, like, the choreography of that is, like, my favorite lightsaber duel,
yep.
like, of all
Me too.
time.
Me too,
I
hands
mean,
down.
there's some that are, like, close, like, Maul versus Ahsoka, Ahsoka versus
Yeah, yeah,
Vader and Rebels, but that was, like, hands down I would just watch the ending sometimes
yeah,
just to
yeah,
see it, like,
yeah,
and then getting to see him, like, transition, like, where they, put him on the table, he's like, "Where's Padme?" And he's like, "You killed her." And he, like,
yeah,
gets so upset, like, it always broke my heart,
yeah,
but I love it. Like, I'll just watch the ending sometimes just for shits and giggles, but
yeah.
and I feel like I also know this question answer. Who's your favorite character?
Oh, Darth Maul. It's been well, yeah, it's Darth Maul. So like it going all the way back to like 99. So like in 98 is when we got the trailer for Phantom Menace, like the year before. And
Mhm.
I remember just seeing him in the trailer. He just looked so cool. The dual blade, it ignited. That's the first time I ever saw a dual bladed saber. So that was dope. But then in the movie, he got cut in half. He died. It sucked. But then I got introduced to Clone Wars and Rebels late. So it was after the Solo movie came out when Maul was at the end. I was mad confused. Like, he's dead. Then I did my
Mhm.
research and I found out he was in Clone Wars and Rebels. So I binged all of it. And that made me love Maul and appreciate him even more, knowing his whole story and everything. So Darth Maul all day.
Period. I know some
Yeah.
people aren't, like, a fan that they brought him back, but I really didn't mind that story arc in the Clone Wars. Like, I liked
Yeah.
kinda seeing that side of him because you only really get to see a little brief portion of him in The Phantom
Yep.
Menace, but, like, you
Yeah.
get a whole backside to him too and, like, get to see, like, his trials and tribulations, and I thought it
Yeah.
was, like, awesome, but a lot of people I feel like I've talked to, they're like, "I don't know why they brought him back, blah, blah, blah," and I'm like,
That's
you know."
kinda crazy 'cause, it was George. George was the reason they brought Maul back. Because Filoni said he was with George, and George was like, "Why don't you bring, Darth Maul back to life?" And Dave was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." Just like that, and from that conversation, he brought Darth Maul back.
Yeah, I mean, Filoni he does good stuff. He does very good work, and I'm excited to
Yes.
see what he does going forward because we got some projects that are coming up. I don't
Yeah.
really know the timeline of certain things.
Nobody does.
Like, it's kind of, like, crazy to me. I mean, they've announced certain things are coming out this year, but
Yeah.
not, like, when it's coming. Like, is it gonna be a surprise? Like, I don't know. It's definitely crazy.
It's kinda ridiculous at this point because there's 4 projects, and we know
Yeah.
they're all dropping this year. We just don't know when. I think on the Super Bowl in like what 2 weeks, I think they're gonna have to do a trailer for one of them there, and whatever trailer that is will probably be the first one to come out. Cause like you can't miss the Super Bowl. You have 4 shows. I've seen 3 of the trailers. They have them locked and loaded.
Yep.
Like they gotta just pick a date.
Yeah, I saw, like, little clips of the Acolyte trailer, but I know you guys got to see that
Oh
at Celebration. Like, and I tried looking it up and stuff, and, like, there's very, like, minimal, like, recordings of it, or, like, they're little clips that are, like, so blurry that people try to
yeah.
record from Celebration.
Yeah, it was so good. So I saw the Acolyte trailer the same day we got the first Ahsoka trailer, and that first Ahsoka trailer
Oh,
was pretty
wow.
hype. And I was just as hyped for Acolyte as I was for Ahsoka. Like that's how good the trailer was. It feels very like samurai prequel vibes. It feels like it just felt Star Wars. It felt like Star Wars, and that's all I want. And
Okay.
there is a scene with a lot of Jedi's and I was like, "Whoa, this is gonna be crazy." So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Is that, like, the most anticipated project for you, or is there something else that's, like, in the pipeline that you're more excited about?
Well, probably Tales, because we all know Tales of the Jedi has to be a banger. That first season blew me away from being 6 episodes that were like 12 minutes. And
Yeah.
when we heard it was gonna be like that and that short, everyone was like, "Oh, why?" But like we saw it and it was all killer, no filler. It was perfect. So super hyped for Tales, but Acolyte's probably right behind there.
Okay. Do you have any, like, stories through Tales that you would wanna see? Because I, like, really enjoyed
Oh,
seeing, the backstory of Count Dooku with Qui-Gon and, like,
yeah.
young Ahsoka, like, I really like that, but is there anything that you, like, would wish that they're gonna do for season 2? Shin?
Balin
And
and Shin, I would love their origin. It would just be so fire because you could do 3 episodes. One episode could be young Balin surviving Order 66. The second episode could be a little bit older, finding Shin, and then the third episode could be them a little bit older, like, kind of right before Ahsoka. It would just be perfect. So, I'd want that. I also selfishly would want Palpatine kidnapping Darth Maul from Mother Talzin, like from like the books and the comics and stuff, and
Mhm.
seeing Palpatine raising Maul and training Maul before Phantom Menace. That would be sick to see too.
Yeah, those are good. I know that a lot of people are like, "Oh, Balin and Shin," but I didn't even think about the Maul and Palpatine one, like,
Yeah,
his grooming of Maul, that would be really cool.
so cool.
There's definitely a lot of stories that I would love to see them do, but I was a big fan of Tales, like, overall, like, it left me wanting more every single
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So, it was just so good. So, I'm definitely very excited about that. I think I'm excited about Bad Batch too. I just wanna see what they're gonna do with that because
So
left me upset.
we saw the trailer for season 3, and it looks dark, gloomy. It looks good. It looks like everyone's just gonna die. I think
Oh, no.
I have a I don't know if this is gonna happen. I kind of want it, but it's kind of dark. But like, I kind of want just some crazy ending where Vader just comes in, takes out the entire Bad Batch, and the screen just cuts black and it ends. Like something crazy like that. Cause like we know they don't survive. We don't see them later in anything else. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. But if we got like a crazy Vader hallway scene, he's just taking them all out. Like, how crazy would that be? Like an Infinity War style ending where everyone's just dust.
Yeah, that would be I don't know how I would feel about that, but that would be pretty drastic.
It'd be sad, but it'd be like, holy shit, that was so cool at the same time. Cause you know Vader's a savage, and seeing him in that Clone Wars style animated would be awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely a savage, especially, like, what we got to see in Kenobi, like, I feel like that really kinda opened my eyes to his power. Like, when he was pulling that ship
Yes.
and then kinda just, like, flicking Reva on the forehead, I was like, "Whoa," like
That part, and in the city when he was dragging that guy and then he pulled the other guy out and snapped his neck, I was like, "What?" That was
yeah.
savage. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was, like, actually insane. Did you get to
Yeah.
see Skeleton Crew, the trailer for that too?
Yep. So
You
we
saw
saw
all of them.
yeah, we saw Andor season 2, Skeleton Crew, Acolyte, 2 Ahsoka trailers, and the Bad Batch trailer. No Tales trailer. But Skeleton Crew, that's what you just asked me, right? Skeleton Crew?
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew, I think it was okay. I don't really remember a whole lot from it. It seems fine. Like it might be a cool story, like Stranger Things in space, but it's nothing that I was like blown away by. But it's JJ Watts, the guy that
Mhm.
did the 3 Spider-Man movies, and I loved all those movies. So I it should be fine. It should be solid.
Yeah, I feel like I just haven't heard as much about that one, like, I feel like it's definitely the lowest on my list of
Yeah,
anticipation,
yeah,
but I don't know, I'm, like, really hoping the Acolyte brings, like, Darth Revan or something like
yeah.
that. I've
So
been seeing that.
there were rumors of that because, like, the timeline of the show, Revan's already dead, but
Mhm.
there could be like a holocron and there could be like a message because there were rumors that Keanu Reeves was casted for a role in Acolyte. And like, who knows if that's true? But if it is, and if it was for that, that would just be mind blowing.
I mean, he's been fan casted multiple times to play Darth Revan, and I feel
Yeah,
like it's perfect. So,
he
like,
is.
I don't know. I love him as an actor, so I would love to see him as Darth
Oh, yeah.
Revan, but, like, I've seen, like, even Funko concepts of him, like, as Darth Revan, like, his head from, like, The Matrix, like, on, like, a
Yeah.
Darth Revan body, and I was like, "You know what? I could get behind this," but
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And then so I guess talking about shows and stuff, do you have a favorite show?
I would say Ahsoka, to be honest,
Yeah.
because like to me that's like Rebel season 5. So it's
Yep.
almost like Rebels is my favorite, but I would say Ahsoka, just because I loved everything that they did with that show, bringing all those characters to live action, adding 2 new characters, Balin and Shin, who like stole the show. They were my favorite part of the show, and I never thought that Disney Star Wars could create 2 new characters that I would just fall in love with right away and I
Yep.
want more of. And they just felt so OG, but they're like brand new. So probably Ahsoka, but it's basically just because it's Rebels, because I love Rebels.
Yeah. If they did a very good job of kind of introducing their characters, because even though they're new characters, like you said, I felt like they were there this entire time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I feel like I've known these characters, like, the entire time I've been a Star Wars fan, and they're brand new, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely wondering what they're gonna do about Balin's character now that he's passed, because he
I
did such a good job playing Balin. Like he
they
was a phenomenal Balin.
They need to, yeah, it's gonna be hard to replace him, but they have to recast him because that story is so insane that it left off with him on the statue of the Mortis gods, like, and something's calling to him. That is so crazy. That's all I want. Like, I really don't care about anything else. It's that. And since they announced there's an Ahsoka season 2, they
Mhm.
have to. Like, Dave, you have to.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, but I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting, and then they posted that image of, like, kind of where we left off, but it looked like it's
Yes.
Ahsoka and
It
Sabine.
was Ahsoka and Sabine
So
following Balin's path. So it's like, like, that's even more proof that they have to continue that story. I just hope they don't do it where he goes to a cave and he kind of gets like killed off or absorbed by something else
uh
off screen and then it's something different. They need to just figure out a way to make it work.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I don't know if they're how they're gonna replace him, but I was thinking that they were
Yeah.
probably just gonna, like, kill him off at some point, but I was like, I don't know how they would do that when they have such, like, a pivotal story that they
Yeah.
just started. So, I don't know, it's gonna be I'm very excited for Ahsoka season 2 because
Yeah.
that was really good. It's probably my favorite live action. I still really like
Oh, yeah.
Rebels animated, but the live
Yeah.
action, I feel like Ahsoka blew everything out of the water.
Yeah, especially, like, that Hayden episode was ridiculous. Like,
Oh
I
my
didn't
god.
like, we all thought it was gonna be a cameo because they used his audio in the trailer, so we didn't think it was gonna be a full episode with 3 different flashbacks and him fighting her before and then after those flashbacks and him going Revenge of the Sith Hayden. Like, that just man, that was just such a special episode and shows that he still has it and, like, we want more of Hayden. Oh, man, I'll never forget that, man, the first time
Yeah, and
seeing
then
it.
they brought him back, like, the 2 episodes following as well, but that episode
Yeah.
5 was insane. Like, I know they were showing it in some theaters,
Yep.
but, like, not down here, at least where I am, so I was, like, really upset, but watching that, like, the little girl in me was, like, screaming, so
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
an amazing episode. So, I hope they bring him back, like, for future projects because I think he's voiced that he's open to it, and so has Natalie Portman.
yeah.
So
So, no, they both have, and, like, I know he recently, like, re-signed with some, like, agency for acting and stuff,
mhm.
and at the end of Ahsoka, he's in Peridia, like, Force Ghost Hayden is there chilling, like, that's
Yeah.
Force Ghost, so it would make sense to have more of him in season 2, training Ahsoka even more or being there, and, like, if they bring back Natalie Portman in some crazy way for something, like, even if it's just a flashback, because like, Ahsoka knows Padme, so it would
Mhm.
make sense to have her as, like, a flashback in Ahsoka season 2. It'd be so awesome to see.
Ugh, I'm getting, like, goosebumps right now because I love
Yeah.
Natalie Portman as Padme, and, like, I feel like that'd be like, I feel like her saying that she's interested in coming back is, like, kind of enough to bring her back, so I'm
Oh,
hoping they
yeah.
capitalize on that because I would love to see more of her and Hayden, like, their story further and things like that, but I'm definitely very excited for
If
what's to come.
if we get a scene with Natalie and Hayden together, like, oh my god, that moment would be insane, and seeing the behind the scenes of them first getting there for the first time and
Yeah.
acting, like, how for Kenobi, we saw the first time when Hayden came to the set when Ewan was recording and, like, the first time seeing each other again, like, special moments like that, if we get it, are gonna be so priceless.
Yeah, I think the BTS photos are and, like, the videos and stuff are some of my, like, my favorite things
Yes.
through production, like, I mean, we got Shin in the little land speeder thing and
Yes.
Ahsoka, like, it's those priceless moments and, like, videos and pictures that, like, make me love Star Wars even more.
Yep.
So, it's definitely really cool, like, see, the reunion of, like, Hayden and Ewan. We even got to see the picture of, Mark Hamill and Natalie Portman. That was so
Yes.
awesome. Like,
Yes.
I loved that. He was like, "I finally met my mom," and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god," like and it's crazy because he's so much older than she is, but,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
like, I mean, any Star Wars fan recognize, like, that's Padme and Luke, so it's, like, awesome, but I would love to see
Yeah.
a flashback, and I think him being on Peridia, I don't think he'll like maybe train her, but I think he'll probably guide her along
For
and like
sure.
make sure
Yeah.
she's kind of going. Because I feel like he's done his training part. Like she is now Ahsoka the White, but
Yeah.
I feel like he'll still be kind of like a guiding force, just like Qui-Gon is to Obi at the end.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I
Yeah, I can
mean,
see
hey,
that for sure.
you never know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like that was pretty in depth. We got some good talk there. You want to take a look and talk about your collection now?
Yeah. Sure.
Heck yeah. Okay, I tried to like put some of the images together so it would kind of flow. But this is
Yes.
the first one I got. So Obi-Wan, the movie, the show poster, and Bad Batch. I love that.
So both of those I got at Anaheim Celebration. So when you go to panels, at the end of panels, you usually get a poster for what that show is or
Cool.
whatever they talk about. So I got the Kenobi from the Kenobi panel and then the Bad Batch from the Bad Batch panel. So both of those were from Anaheim. That's kind of why I like framed them up. I just haven't put them up on the wall yet.
Gotcha. Well, your room is it's pretty stacked. You got a lot of artwork, so
Yes, a
I
lot,
get
too
it.
much.
Yeah. No, that's really. Do they do that at like MegaCon and stuff? Because I know they have a decent
N-
amount of panels at MegaCon.
No, I don't know. I don't think
No.
so. No, like that's a celebration thing. I have so many different posters and stuff from panels. So no, that's mainly a celebration thing. MegaCon, I mean, maybe they'll get to that eventually because they're getting
Mhm.
bigger and bigger, but that's mainly like a celebration thing.
Okay. I mean, a girl can only hope, I guess. And then these I absolutely love. That Tails and the Rex and Ahsoka.
So
Crazy.
these 3 I bought at London. So I didn't really learn about celebration exclusive art until London, but I guess
Mhm.
every celebration there's a bunch of artists that they make pieces of art like this and it's like limited to out of 250. So like they're numbered,
Oh,
they only
wow.
make it you could only buy it there. So I bought all 3 of these there cuz they were fire and now I'm like hooked. So for Japan, if these same artists are there, I'm gonna buy whatever their next print is because I made like a relationship with them. I still
Mhm.
talk to them to this day, which is awesome. One
Oh,
of
that's
them,
cool.
she's actually gonna be at MegaCon, so she'll be there. But they do amazing work. But like, yeah, those pieces, they're just so sick.
Are they like numbered, like based off the
They're
piece?
not
They are
so
numbered.
they're numbered, and I because they're numbered out of 250. So
Mhm.
I pre-ordered them and I reached out to all 3 of the artists and I asked for number 66. So all 3 of mine are 66 out of 250.
No way. That
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yep.
That's awesome, though. I like that because I like
Yeah.
seeing the numbers on certain things, like, "Oh, I have
Yeah.
number 5 out of 300 or whatever," but 66 is a good number. I
Yeah.
like that. That's so cool. So which one is gonna be at MegaCon? You said one of the artists is gonna be there?
Oh, so I didn't get to pick up her print there, but her name is Jody Ray Prince. So she
Mm.
did a crazy one for London. It was actually this Ezra one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was hers for there, but she'll be
Wow.
at MegaCon for sure, and she does a lot of crazy Star Wars work. She's awesome. So
I'll definitely have to pick up. I've, like, slowly been getting into artwork. I got some when I went to, like, the Fanboy Expo, but I
yeah,
would love to get some, like, art pieces because I feel like they're just, like, a unique thing to collect.
for
So,
sure.
that'd be really cool, but I really like that Rex and Ahsoka, and the Tails is cool too because it kind of is like an episode breakdown without
Yeah.
even like, before you even knew it was an episode breakdown, which is, like, crazy.
Yep.
So that's cool. And then your signed Rebels mission.
Yeah, so I did that at ICC Con last year. So Steve Bloom was there,
Mhm.
Tia Sakar was there, Taylor Gray was there, and Vanessa Marshall was there. So I got all 4 of them. Freddie canceled, which he always does everywhere, and you've even dealt with Freddie canceling
Yeah.
for Spookala.
Spookala.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the Sam Witwer autograph I got at Ocala Comic Con. So I'm just missing Ashley, but Ashley's the easiest. She's everywhere. Freddie Prince, who's going to be Mission Impossible, and then Lars. I feel Lars might become easy eventually because I think he's going to start doing the convention circuit soon. Like he has to hop on. He's going to be in Ahsoka season 2. He's going to be probably in the Mando movie or Mando season 4. He's going to be big. So I cannot wait to get his.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Freddie, but I was definitely very upset. And I know Sam Whitworth is gonna be at Spookala this year,
He's everywhere. Yeah, he's so
so
easy.
he's
You
cool. I like him a lot.
have you met him yet?
No, so he
Oh, you have
actually was
to.
at I know, he's on my list because when I went to Fanboy initially, like, my first one, like, 2 years ago, he
Mhm.
was there, and I saw him, and I was like, "Oh my god, like, that's Darth Maul, like, that's,
Yeah,
Star Killer, like, oh my god," but I, like, totally was, like, new to collecting or, like, getting autographs or, like, meeting people,
yeah,
so I kinda just, like, looked at him through the booth, and I was like, "There he is. I'm gonna keep
yeah.
walking now," because his line was insane. But then I started to, I was like, "You know what? I kinda wanna have those experiences and, like, meet people." So he's definitely on my list now. But I think Ashley's gonna be at, MegaCon. They're all gonna be there.
MegaCon
So
stacked, ridiculous.
the force is very strong with MegaCon. I'm definitely
Yeah.
very excited. You're getting some signatures and autographs, right?
So I have Michael J. Fox, aka Marty McFly's autograph on Friday. I'm getting Ezra's probably on Sunday.
Mhm.
And I had a custom plaque made that shows Ezra, says the Ahsoka show, but the name says Jabba the Hutt. So I'm waiting for that plaque to come in because I want to post it on my story and tag him and show him the plaque and the Jabba Funko Pop. And I want to ask him, hey, which one do you want to sign? Just to see if he'll like repost it. Cause like if I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he's always sharing and reposting everybody's story, which is
Yep.
cool. So I kind of want to do that because I think he'll get a kick out of seeing it. And if he does, when I go get the autograph, if he remembers me, like, oh, I saw it on Instagram or something, that'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, he definitely reposts a lot. He's very active, like, with his fan base, which I really like. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like some of them are, like, I know Vanessa Marshall is, like, she follows
Yep.
me on Instagram. She, like, likes my stuff, like, so she's really cool. She's the first one that I've really experienced that does that, but I've noticed since the Ahsoka show, he's very on top of his fan base. So I
Yeah.
really like that about him. But I know he's going, Morgan Elsbeth's going. They have, like, a little panel together too,
They
like, about
do. Yeah.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
yeah, I've got a few of them on my calendar to go to. I mean, might as well, but
Oh,
we'll see. And
yeah.
you've got your books. I know you have your book club. Have you
Yes.
read all of those?
No. Oh, I'm so fake. So it like that bookshelf looks dope. It's clean. I love
Oh, yeah,
looking
it
at
looks
it.
awesome.
But like out of the 30 books, I've read one book completely. So I'll get to it eventually. Like there's stuff there, there's potential content there for days. We're working on Plagueis right now, but the one book I did read is Dooku Jedi Lost, and that book is amazing, amazing, amazing. It's talks about Dooku, him growing up, being trained by Yoda, and then when he's older, taking on Asajj Ventress, and Asajj Ventress is doing crazy stuff. It's such a good book. But the rest, one day, they look cool though.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all about the looks, the aesthetic. Yeah, I've got, like, a few books that I just have for, like, aesthetic purposes, like the Star Wars trilogy books, because they're
Yeah,
massive. There's no way I could read all of those, but I like how they look, so
yeah, yeah,
but I've
exactly.
read, like, the Thrawn Ascendancy one, which I think you have at the bottom, and I
Yeah,
read the Ronin one as well. So those are really cool, but I need to get, like, another book that I'm actually gonna read. So we'll see. Maybe I'll hop on your next book club adventure. Do you know
yes.
what you're gonna read next or no?
No, we haven't figured it out yet. I mean, it could be an heir to the empire. It could
Mm,
be. I know we're talking about maybe one of the Bane books, since there's a lot of like Sith references in Plagueis.
mhm.
But I mean, who knows? It could be anything. We haven't decided yet, though.
Okay. Well, I'll hop on the next one for sure.
It'll be
I need
good
to get into
regardless.
reading. Yeah,
Yeah.
period. And then this is really cool. I like how you have a lot of this displayed, but they're 2
Yeah.
separate displays.
Yep.
Tell me about these.
So the one on the right, that is like just a ton of stuff. Like we got a bunch of vintage collection vehicles in like the top squares. So
Mhm.
there's like Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, Obi-Wan's, Plo Koon's. There's Grievous's little bike wheel.
Yep.
Below that, all my sodas. So a bunch of Funko sodas in there. And then just more vehicles. There's a square there that's all Boba Fett's Black Series and Vintage Collection. There's like 20 of them in there.
Yeah.
Then in the middle towards the bottom, well, there's a bunch of Funkos there, open Funkos. Django Slave One at the bottom right. The Yoda doing the X-wing in the bottom left. That was I think the
That was
2020
yeah, I was
celebration
gonna
was
ask if that was the celebration one.
the online one. Yep. So there's all that. And then up top, I got from Disney's park the Darth Maul lightsaber. And then behind that is the Revenge of the Sith dual box set, the Obi and Anakin sabers, and then like that Darth Maul skull in the middle. That's the like the cookie jar that I
Mhm.
saw Chris had it, and the minute I saw it, I was like, I need that, and I went on eBay and bought it right away. And then to the right of that, that big box is the Duel of Mustafar playset from 2005, brand new
Oh,
sealed,
wow.
never opened. And then there's like a Revenge of the Sith DVD in front of it. That's a Target exclusive with the coin. And then to the left, there's like a jumbo Darth Maul, some 3D printed Rancor skulls. So it's just a ton of stuff on that one.
I
And
like how it's set up, though.
yeah, yeah. So the display on the left, I kind of just made that. I'm kind of redoing everything, but I made the right one is like my little Nintendo setup. Since I have the gaming channel now, I kind of wanted
Mhm.
something in the background for that. So it's got just like, the boxes for my Switches. It's got my Game Boy games, my Game Boys, my NES Mini, the Super Nintendo Mini, and just a bunch of like nostalgic throwback video game stuff. And then the other one is some Star Wars stuff. So the top, that's like a Revenge of the Sith Yoda, the Hasbro Slave one from 2019. Then below that, there's 3 Unleashed figures, which is my new addiction. So I'm gonna start collecting like all of them. Then below that is your 3D printed mural, which is awesome with the Rebels Funkos, and then just some helmets and the droid there on the bottom, just a bunch of random stuff. So
Yeah, you've very much tempted me. I've already looked at some of the Unleashed figures on, like, eBay and stuff because
they're not bad. They're not
they're
that
not
expensive.
yeah, they're not terrible, and they look amazing. Like, I watched your little reviews of them and, like, taking them out of the box, and I was, like, immediately went to eBay, and I was like, "Let me start like, let me start perusing because I will be purchasing."
Yeah, it's like there's any at MegaCon. That's probably I'm not trying to pick up a ton at MegaCon, but like
Mhm.
if I see stuff like that, like Unleashed figures, like that's not really a common thing. I'll probably scoop up some of those if I see any.
I mean, I don't think I mean, at least the conventions I've gone to, maybe just because I haven't looked for them specifically, but I don't think I've seen, like, Unleashed figures.
Me neither.
So, I mean,
Just
that'd be
just
interesting to
once,
see.
just one time, and that's where I bought those 3. The minute so it was at the Florida Extravaganza Toy Show out in Tampa,
Uh,
and when I went, I've been to it 3 years in a row, but the last year I was walking by a booth and dude was opening up the box and he was taking them all out and he had 8 of them and I was
holy
the first one to see him. So I right away I grabbed those 3 like instantly. So I got lucky I saw it first.
yeah. So there's how many are there? A
Probably
lot.
probably like a good 20,
Oh,
25 different ones. Like there should be there should be a bunch of them.
interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want that Anakin and the Obi because I just love the flame, like, work. They just look
Yes.
clean. But the Boba Fett's awesome too, like, the Sarlacc type situation, I feel like
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Super dope.
Yeah, love that. And then this is, like, a little bit more close up of the
Yeah.
Darth Maul shrine that's on top of the right picture that we just saw. Love
Yeah.
it.
You can see it a lot closer. The box that's there. That Obi-Wan, that's the hallmark ornament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yep, yep.
Where did you get the Obi and Annie, like, set? Was that, like
Disneyshop.com. I just woke
okay.
up one day and it was like either Dish Trackers or Yak Face. Somebody was like, "Hey, this is live on the site." And I was like, "Holy shit, what do I do?" And like I went to the site because I didn't know it was coming out and it said Revenge of the Sith in the title. So I was shocked that Disney today had something on their site that said Revenge of the Sith, Battle of the Heroes set. And when it opens up, it plays the Battle of the Heroes, which is insane. So I got lucky, got it on the site. I pulled the trigger. I'm like, whatever, I'll figure it out later. And then a few hours later, everybody online was mad because they were supposed to send out email notification that, hey, it's live. You could get it. It went live early. So I got lucky and it was gone like that. I think it's like out of 3,000 total.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder how much it goes for now because that's, like, really I saw it in one of Chris's videos where he did, like, a favorite collectibles, and you had
Mhm.
showed that one, and I
Yeah.
was like, "That is so cool." Like, I wish
Yep.
I knew about that because I totally would have hopped on it because I want,
Yeah.
like, an Anakin replica, and I feel like having, the 2 of them together from, like, one of my
Yes.
favorite battles is, like, that's just on brand for me, I feel
Yep.
like, so that's really cool. That's probably, like, one of my favorite pieces, like, in your collection is
Yes.
that box, it's really cool. And this is the top of your 2 glass displays, right?
Yes. So this is a new dangerous rabbit hole of vintage Kenner figures. It started at I think it was at ICC Con is when I started getting into it. But everything here is from 77 through 83. Everything is vintage, like throwback. Some of it, most of it, I got pretty cheap, reasonable prices. I'm not gonna pay crazy, but
Yeah.
like if I find it decent, I'm gonna grab it. But like that Jabba in the middle, I got him by himself, not with everything else, because the arms were broken off. So I got it for $5 at a toy show. So
Oh,
I just put little like Velcro underneath the arm and just put it right back on. And then I bought the base, I bought the little hookah thing, I bought the little salacious to complete it. So that kind of started. And then I think there's another pick coming up later, a closer of the X-Wing. When we get to that pick, oh, so this was an amazing experience at ICC Con with me, General Kenobi's Bunker, JMC Collects, and OG Geek. So the guy from Kenner who designed the X-Wing and a lot of the toys, his name is Jim Swearingen, I believe it is. He
mhm.
was at ICC Con and like his autograph was like $10. So we were like, yo, let's get an X-Wing because he designed it. It's his favorite vehicle, and let's have the guy sign it. So we hunted throughout the whole show for 4 vintage X-Wings. Like they're from like 77 or 78. I think I got it for like $80 or $90, like complete with everything.
Yeah.
So we all found them, and then we all went and got autographs. So all 4 of us got that signed by the Kenner designer. He also had a panel there, and like this dude is the reason we have all these Star Wars toys. Like back in like 76, 77, he was working at Kenner and he was like, hey, there's this Star Wars movie coming out. We should make toys for them. So he went over to Lucasfilm, talked to them, and he kind of like made it happen. So like having that piece is like kind of like priceless because the memory of hunting the X-Wings and the dude who did it brought us all these toys.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though. An autograph for $10? That's actually, like, crazy, though. 'Cause a
Yes.
lot of them are super expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
$10 is crazy. I would've totally that's really cool. I love that story. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah,
Yeah.
so then from there I just started getting everything little by little. So every time I go to a show, if I see a cheap figure that I don't have, I'll pick it up just like little by little. But like this could be dangerous. Like that Rancor in the back, I got that with the box with the Rancor keeper for like $100, which is crazy. Cause like sometimes I think the Rancor keeper might go for like 20 or 30, $40 by itself, maybe.
Oh, wow.
So just to have all of that, it was a crazy deal. I couldn't pass it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering if it was, like, the box was for that one or if there was,
Yeah.
like, another one in there and it was, like, still
No.
sealed. So, interesting. Yeah, there's lots of rabbit holes to go down with Star Wars collecting,
Yeah.
unfortunately. It's
Oh,
it gets the best of me every
yep.
time. And then this is some of your Darth Maul. I try to, like, put it together, but
Yeah.
of the Darth Maul case.
So the
Lots of
DTOF full of mall. There's like so much stuff in there. So like the picture to the left is the side of it, so you can kind of see like there's the Unleashed figure in there, a bunch of Funkos, some Saga collection. That's the I think the Burger King toy there. And then on the right, you could kind of see straight in. So like there's some old Disney Donald Duck as Darth Maul pin right there in the middle, some celebration pins. There's an inflatable Darth Maul chair, tons of figures. So there's just any piece of Darth Maul, I just buy it and put it in there.
Gotcha. I actually really like, there's, like, the figure in the middle on the right where it's, like, Disney characters, but as Star Wars characters.
The Donald.
But that the first time I ever saw those was at, like, a comic shop up in Orlando. I think it, was, like, Echo Base, and they had, like, a
Mm,
bunch of them. They had, like,
yeah.
Mickey as Darth Vader, and I was like, "Oh my god, like, I've never seen these before," and I
Yep.
was so tempted to pick some of them up because I was like, "These are really cool."
They are.
So, it was cool to kinda see the, Donald Duck in there because I was like, "Wow, he has one." Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I got the
Like
shirt too, the t-shirt
oh,
that has
really?
one on there. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, those are really cool figures. I really like those a lot. Wow, yeah, we got a lot of Darth Maul.
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't tell he was your favorite character.
Yeah, and there's a overview, so you could kind of see it's completely full, and it started to leak into the other DTOF. And then on the right, you can see like the inflatable chair better.
Mhm.
There's some art there, and it's just so much Darth Maul. Everything.
And those are from the art pieces on the right, those are from ICCU, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yep. My guy, artistic lifestyle. So those two pieces behind it and the one in the case are all from him. So when I go this year, I'm gonna probably get a ton from him, and I'll probably hit him up before and be like, "Hey, you should draw a bunch of Shin stuff." That way, when I go, there'll be options because he'll probably make some crazy Shin artwork.
Eh, yeah. Does he do, like, commissions and stuff? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then this one is, like, a little bit more of the levels, I think. Got some
Yeah,
Hot Toys.
yeah. So Hot Toys is a dangerous rabbit hole, but I'm safely out of that, which is good because
Okay.
I used to have two full detox, but I kind of sold a bunch, cleaned it up. So yeah, yeah. Hot Toys is just you can't just get one, and then you
Yeah.
want to. It's like a Funko. You can't just get one from the wave. You want to complete the wave or have another one to display with it. So Hot Toys is the same thing, but I still kept the Revenge of the Sith Anakin, the R2. I think that's an Empire Vader. And then I'm actually selling the two Boba Fett 2-pack in the middle, but
Mhm.
not the Empire Boba to the left, but I'm actually clearing that out. So that'll give me some more space. And then in the Darth Maul detox, you see just every figure. And the top, it's like the vintage figures, the Black Series figures. There's Funko sodas in there. There's two Lego keychains in there. There's
Awesome.
the soda topper from Taco Bell.
Mhm.
That's in there. That plush in the back is a 2019 Chicago exclusive. So
Nice.
there's all that, and then the right one, I'll never get rid of the clones. We got Rex, we got the Clone Trooper, we got the Coruscant Guard, the Shock Trooper. Then on the bottom, there's Patrick's art. Shout out to Patrick. The thing is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's resting on some Darth Maul slippers that are for like 13C and preschool kids. So
Hey, they look cool, though.
yeah,
Like, they look pristine,
they're
so
they're brand new with the tag. I saw them and I'm like, what the hell is this? It was like $5. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take it.
might as well,
Yeah,
I won't be able to wear them, but,
yeah,
cool to look at. Yeah,
exactly.
Patrick's art looks really good. They came out beautiful, like,
They
all the
did.
pieces getting to see, like, what everyone got, I was like, "Wow," like, these are
Yeah,
cool. That Darth Maul one is amazing. But those Hot Toys, they look so realistic.
it's scary. It's terrifying. Like if
It's
you look at them up close, it's unreal. That's why there's so much because of that and all the articulation and
yeah.
stuff. But they look so good. That's why they're a dangerous rabbit hole.
Yeah, I saw Retney posted on, like, Twitter, I think, of his, like, Hot Toy setup, and there was, like, a zoomed in picture of, like, Luke's head from, like, maybe, like, the last Scott, like, one of
I
the
think it was
sequel movies.
the Force Awakens because
Oh, that's what it was? Okay.
he made a post. He's like, I have 4 Lukes now, and one of them was the Force Awakens Luke. Yeah,
And it was, like,
yeah.
his head, and I was like, "Oh my god, like, is that Mark Hamill?" Like, oh my like, I was
It looks
kind of
amazing.
freaked out a little bit, but I was like, the art on it is, like, so realistic, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into Hot Toys yet, I'm hoping I don't, but I don't even know where I would put them because 'cause they're, like, decently
They're
sized.
12. Yeah, they're like 12-inch figures.
Yeah,
They're
they're
yeah.
big.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah.
haven't gone down that rabbit hole, but this one I certainly have.
Yes. So I'm reworking like that corner where the Funko was because I'm
Mhm.
kind of like cleaning it up and cutting it down. But there's some that I'll never get rid of no matter what. All of these are from Celebration. So I've got pretty much all of these from either Orlando 2017, Chicago 2019, online 2020, and then Anaheim 2022, and then London 2023. So all of those, like that's just my favorite thing. Even though I'm cutting back on collecting Funko, I will never stop getting the celebration ones just because like it's always a fun story getting them. Like, man, Lex, my first celebration, me and Ricky waited 4 to 5 hours to get into the Funko booth at Orlando. We had a grind because we didn't know how it worked. So it was about 4 or 5 hours each day we waited and we got in and we got them. And then for Chicago, we learned about the raffle. I won the raffle and Ricky didn't. So on our first day, we went to the Funko booth to see how it was gonna work if it was like Orlando, and it was chaos and madness when the end of the time slots finished, and I was there just observing, just in the cut, just chilling, and I saw there were 3 separate lines that people started on their own, and the guy there was slowly letting people in from each line. So I was like, Ricky, where you at? We could get in, but he was in the corner caking with his girlfriend. I always tell the story and make fun of him because he's over there all like. So I get in, and I'm like, Ricky, come on, and he couldn't get in. So I got in illegally on the first day. So I bought a set and I let Ricky get that so he could have one. And then the next day is when my raffle was. I went in and got my set. So and then after that, Anaheim, I actually won the lotto twice, which was nuts. So I gave away the second one to my boy. And then for London, the same thing. I won the lotto once, but with the VIP badge, they let us in every day anyway. So it's
Oh,
kind of crazy how it works. But no matter what, I will find my way into the Funko booth at Celebration. It's non-negotiable.
yeah, I feel like that's definitely one of the things I'm, like, most excited for Japan is getting to, like, experience the Funko booth because I hear
Yes.
stories all the time. Don't you have the Obi-Wan though?
Yeah,
Or, like
he's in another picture,
okay,
but yeah, he's in another picture, but yeah.
gotcha. Are there any, like, celebration ones that you don't have, or for the most part, do you have all of them?
Well, I don't have all of the 2015 ones. That was the
No.
Anaheim one. So that was like the Unmasked Vader, the Shock Trooper, a couple other ones. So I don't have all of those, but like pretty much from 2016, because that was London, but I didn't go, but
Mhm.
I bought all those. Those were easy to get. But 2016 and up, I have everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, 2015, they went crazy on the chromes. They had, like, yellow, blue. There's a
Oh,
lot of the
that
wasn't that
was
2015 or that was
2019
okay,
Chicago.
my bad.
Yeah, it was yeah. I mean, I got the blue
Lots.
chrome, but, like, I just love the sticker because it says 1 out of 2,500 on it, Chicago Celebration.
Oh.
So but, like, they're terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a lot of them, and I was like, "What's with the chrome?" Like, there's blue, there's red, there's green. I was like, "I don't know how many different
Yeah,
colors of the
I
same
know.
Funko Pop we need,"
Yeah.
especially for Celebration, because it seems like they're very limited in what they do, but that year was, like, crazy.
Yeah,
So,
the blue was Chicago only at the Funko booth. The gold was a shared exclusive everywhere. So like, which kind of sucks if you did like the blue, you couldn't get it unless you were there. And
yeah.
then the gold chrome was just everywhere. And like, I have those too, but ugh, ugh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Meh. But then these are some more. You got your Mark Hamill ones, fucking
Yeah.
Rex.
Yep, Rex. Obi-Wan's
Mhm.
down there too. So like this isn't how this setup's gonna live. I just was moving stuff around, so that's just where it is for now. I gotta
Mhm.
redo it because I'm not gonna leave a freaking $1,000 Obi-Wan Kenobi on the floor under a table in a corner.
Yeah.
So it'll get reworked. But yeah, Rex was there. Shout out to Ricky because he got me that Rex for $15 from New York Comic Con. It has the sticker on it. Like he just hustled the booth over there and he was able to get 2 of them somehow, some way. So he's kind of an angel. And
Kinda.
yeah. But yeah, the 2 Mark Hamill ones, I got them at MegaCon a couple years ago because
Really?
Plastic Empire had a booth there. So if Plastic Empire is there this year, you got to go to their booth for Funko. They fire. They're fire. They'll be the best Funko booth there. So I
Period.
it was like a bundle. I think it was like $50 for both, I think, or something like that. It was good because like I think they
Yeah,
go for way more each. So
I'm sure.
yeah.
Okay, good mental note.
Yeah,
Plastic Empire.
Plastic Empire. They so good.
Gotcha. Is that R2D2? What is that just like a
That
cookie jar or
that is Rise of Skywalker popcorn bucket R2D2.
popcorn?
So when the movie came out, I didn't buy it because it was like dumb expensive. But my younger brother, he had it, and like he didn't want none of his Star Wars stuff, so I just took it. So it's pretty big. Like look at it next to the
Yeah, I
jumbo
was
Boba
gonna
Fett.
say it's
It's
enormous for a
it's
popcorn bucket.
it's massive. I think it was like $60 or 70. It was something that I'm like, yo, I'm not paying for that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I always regretted it because it's a dope display piece. Like, look at them. Like
Mhm.
it's giant. So yeah, that's a popcorn bucket.
Does it go, like, all the way down, like, through his, like, the base of his body?
So on the back, it slides open a little bit, and then it's
Mhm.
like mainly in his body you can fill with popcorn.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I mean, it's a lot of popcorn.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of popcorn. Oh, yeah, I was looking at it, I was like, "Man, that must be huge because that Boba Fett's big,"
Yeah,
you
that's the
know?
18-inch one?
Yeah, so that's crazy. Crazy comparison.
Yeah.
Then you got, a little bit closer up of those Funko Pops, and then I think this is, like, the corner of your desk?
Yeah, so that's just the vintage collection. So that was another rabbit hole where it started in 2019 when that Slave 1 came out. I bought the Slave 1, and then I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." And I'm like, I should buy a Boba Fett to put in there." So I ordered one, but then I didn't realize I ordered, like, the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, and I should have been the Empire Strikes Back. So then I had to order another one, and when I got it, I'm like, "These look really nice on the card." I ordered doubles to open up, and then that's just how it started, and then it just trickled. So I probably have, like, at least over 100 vintage collection figures on the walls, loose, because like I kind of got to the point where when I got them, I would get two, one to open up and one to keep carded to put on the wall because I love how it looks like
Mhm.
that. But I also like having some of them loose for displaying.
Yeah, I get that. Do you have them in,
They're like
like
clear protectors. Yeah, yeah,
okay, I was wondering, I was like,
yep,
"They look, like, really shiny and mine
yeah, yeah,
don't," so
yeah.
that's cool. Where do you get the protectors for those?
Oh, I think I've got them on Amazon. They're like everywhere. You could do
Okay,
eBay. I think Evo Retro is the brand. Maybe you could go to their site, but I got them on Amazon when they went on sale.
gotcha, okay. Note
Yeah.
to self, because I feel like that's I started picking up a few when I was going to Ross.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, I picked up the Anakin ones, the, like, young Anakin from Phantom Menace, and then, like, the Attack of the
Attack of the
Clones one, and I
Clones.
was like,
Yeah.
Yo, like, I have the Revenge of the Sith poster, like, maybe I should try to find some of those ones and, like, put them on the side," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, but let me, like let me chill out, please."
That's a
So,
dangerous rabbit hole. Be careful.
yeah, I'm trying not to, but I couldn't resist 4 to $3.99 for, like, an Anakin
So cheap.
figure.
So cheap.
Come on. I know some of them get expensive and stuff, but
They
I was
do.
like, "I can't. $4, like, that's light work, so we'll do
Yeah.
that." And then there's some of the other ones.
Yep. There's some more of them there because it goes across the whole freaking room. It's ridiculous. And then all my photo ops that I've taken throughout the years. I recently got into the photo ops like at Anaheim. Anaheim Celebration 2022 was the first time I started
Mhm.
getting photo ops, and then since then it's kind of like stayed. Like I got some at London, I got some at New York Comic Con, and at MegaCon too. So it's
Nice.
like they're very short, brief, quick moments, but like I remember all of them like it was yesterday. It's because I'm doing it for people that mean a lot to me. Like you
Mhm.
see all the Star Wars people there. We got Back to the Future. We got the Daredevil cast. So it's just stuff that I grew up on.
So do you do the photo ops and then you also go to, like, the tables or the booths and get their signatures there, or is it, like, one or the other?
So I just started with photos. Autographs I've never really done until ICC Con when I got that poster signed, and I
Okay.
did it just because it was convenient. But now that I have a plaque guy that can make those custom plaques, I am done. Because now, like, I love how those plaques look, how he could put any image you want on there. And like the reason I like it even more is I could display it with the Funko. If maybe I want to
Mhm.
put it with the hot toy, maybe I want to put it with the Black Series. I could put it anywhere. I could put it on the wall with the poster. I could put it in front of a picture with them.
Yeah.
So I think I am doomed now, and I'm gonna start getting autographs. But just like the people that mean a lot to me on those
Mhm.
plaques, that's probably gonna be my next dangerous rabbit hole.
Are there any, like, plaques in particular that you kind of really wanna get?
Well, now I definitely want to do actually it's funny. I made a list the other day because I want to buy them all at once to get a better deal.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna get a Shin one since she's coming to Ocala Comic Con.
Mhm.
But I want Revenge of the Sith Palps, Revenge of the Sith Anakin, Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan. So I want to get those three. And like I could even display those three plaques together. It would look sick.
Yeah.
And then I want to get a Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker in hopes that one day I can meet Mark Hamill. Like I just want to have the plaque just in case because Mark Hamill's so hard to find.
Yeah.
And then I want to get two Darth Maul plaques, one for well, actually, I want to get one plaque, and I want to see if he could put Ray Park Mall on the left, Sam Witwer Animated Mall on the right, and leave two things in the middle. That way I could have a dual signature plaque from both Darth Mauls, which would be crazy. And then Breaking Bad's one of my favorite shows. I kind of want to get one made for Giancarlo with Gustavo Fring on it and have him sign that.
Nice. I think I saw one where he has like two signature spaces. So I
Yeah,
think that's possible.
it is, and that would just be sick because Sam Witwer, I could find him anywhere. Ray
Yeah.
Park is actually in Jacksonville in March at Collective Con, so I might drive
Oh,
out there
wow.
for a day trip just to freaking get an autograph and a photo with Darth freaking Maul.
Yeah, the like the OG.
OG, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that could be cool. I didn't know. Maybe I'll drive up to Jacksonville too.
Yeah, Maul's there, Bo-Katan's there, the Armorer's there. Someone else good was there, and I was like, damn, there's a couple Star Wars people there.
Because I went to Collecticon and that was, I mean, I went to the one in Orlando last year and that
Mhm.
was like a very solid convention, in my
Nice.
opinion. Like, there was, I mean, that's where I got my signature, sorry, for Zeb, Steve Blum,
Oh,
and
nice.
that's where I picked up Thrawn. So,
Oh,
yeah, that was a
yeah,
big, I mean, maybe it was just a big convention for me, but I might drive up to Jacksonville. Who knows? I haven't done
yeah,
a con up there. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. There's like a little close up of all your pictures.
Yeah, like, oh man, like the one with Ewan, like meeting him that first time was just nuts. It was so nuts, like walking up, and then like the one to the right, that was Hayden at MegaCon. Like that one came out
Uh,
so good. Like
yeah.
it was crazy. And then below it, you got Punisher and Daredevil. Like my favorite Marvel show is Daredevil from
Yeah.
Netflix. So like both of them were there, and they were there while they're recording the Daredevil show. So I was shocked that they were even there because we all knew they're filming it now. So meeting both of them, and then Marty McFly, Doc Brown, getting that picture at New York Comic Con, like I felt like a little kid walking up. I was just speechless because like they're so old and like you never
Mhm.
know. So I just I'm so fortunate to have met them. And like when I saw they're coming to Orlando, I was like, bro, I gotta get something signed by Marty McFly. Like it's not every day dude's gonna be an hour from me. Like that's insane. So I pulled the trigger, and then the one with both Boba Fett's, the funniest photo op ever. Because I walk up and Tamora's like, "Hey, that's a nice shirt. I should take that up off ya." And then they're just so cool, and they're just so funny messing with each other before we took the picture. Like, though, if you can meet Daniel Logan and Tamora Morrison, do it. It is worth it 100%. I think
I can't imagine.
they just
Yeah,
they just announced Daniel, and I think there might be a dual photo op. So if you could do it, like that is amazing. So yeah,
some
yeah,
food for thought.
yep.
Yeah, I know they announced him because initially it was him, Tamora, and the lady that plays Fennec Shan. I forget her
Fennec,
Ming.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
Ming
know
Now
they were
Wen,
doing. Yeah, and they were doing like a thing, but then they added him on, so they have like a whole like bounty hunters like panel, and I
yeah,
was like, ooh, like that's pretty cool. And I know Moff, the guy that plays Moff Gideon, he has one, but I think it's like a panel on like Thursday or Friday, which I won't be at, sadly, but it's
yeah,
fine. But that's cool. I mean, lots of memories there for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's all about, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I feel like these are your prized
The
possessions.
gunships. I am a sucker for gunships. And it was crazy because some of these get pricey as hell, but every
Mhm.
one I got a good deal on because I was like an unhealthy stalker checking eBay every day or like a couple times a week for months till I found deals. So like some of them I got for like 100, for 150, for 200 brand new in box, which is crazy because a lot of them could go for like 4, 5, 600 in the box. There's
Wow.
5 total. No, there's 7 total. I have 5 out of the 7, but the other 2, one goes for like 1,000, and I think the other one's like 5,
Sheesh.
600. So I'm trying to stock a good deal on those because I want to have all 7 gunships. But
Yeah.
my prize is that top one, the Tiger Shark gunship, because like such a pain to find, but I got it brand new in the box sealed. So I opened it, I put it together, and then that display stand is from some guy in Australia on eBay. He was the only person that made it and sold it. but I love these. And like, as you can see, all those vintage figures that I had double of, there's
Mhm.
clones, all kinds of clones in all of them. One of them has Yoda and Samuel L. Jackson on there, like kind of recreating the scene from Attack of the Clones when they were flying in
Uh,
almost. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Would you ever I know that they have Lego gunships. Would you ever do the Lego gunships or no?
Oh, I want it, but it's 400, and for 400, I'd rather put that towards one of
Uh,
the ones that I'm missing. So I do love it, and they do make a fire ass stand for that Lego gunship where it's like upright. It looks
mhm.
so sick. But I mean, one day if I ever find it like dirt cheap and I have the extra money, I would do it in a heartbeat.
I know that they had, I know that the UCS one is, like, expensive, but they did, like, I think
Uh,
it was when they released, like, the Ghost and Phantom, they had, like, an all red one that I think was,
yeah,
like, maybe $100.
I think it's 140. That one's dope. I just
140.
I haven't gotten around to it, but yeah, I would grab that one because 140 is not bad. Just that $400 one is like
Well, yeah, and it's also a massive set,
it
so,
takes forever to build, like
yeah.
forever.
I haven't gotten any of those big sets yet. I don't even know where I would put it, but I do
Yeah,
want one of them, like, maybe the Millennium Falcon and, like, put it in, like, a coffee table or something, like,
yeah, that'd
it's,
be
like,
so sick.
my goal, but I don't have $800 to just drop on one
Yeah.
Lego set. Like, there's so much I can get for $800 instead of one thing, but
Exactly. 800 is wild. Like vacation, you could do a trip, you could do tons of stuff at a convention with that. So
mhm.
that's kind of a reason I'm not really that big on Lego because it's just the money. Those Lego collectors drop bread on their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have, like, some of the smaller ones, and they still get expensive,
They
like, I
do.
mean, they're not cheap, so, I mean, it's definitely tough, but I do enjoy some Lego sets here and there, but I don't have any of
Yeah.
the big ones, but I like those gunships a lot. I really like that top one, the Tiger,
Yeah, the
so
Cartoon
and you
Network.
have, like, the little one too next to it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like the junior. And then these I know Ricky
Oh.
has these. Ricky showed me his.
Yeah. So this, when you go to Celebration, be prepared for pins because they are everywhere. Both me and Ricky kind of got a late start into collecting pins. Like
Mhm,
Orlando, we really didn't get any, maybe one or two. Chicago, we started to get some more, but it was Anaheim where we got almost the whole set. And then when we went to London, we completed the whole London set. And like, we got a couple here and there every day till we got it all. But if you like think about it, the amount we spend is ridiculous because
yeah.
it's about 50 pins, and at $10 a pin, like we spent like $500 on pins. That's wild. And like I wouldn't do that. Like I couldn't like go up to the register and do it all at once. I'd be like, no, that's ridiculous. But if I'm buying some here and then a few hours later, oh, I'm getting this at the table and then doing it over days, I guess I felt a little better. But just like having that whole set, I think the center backpack is the one from London, complete set. I have all of them, every single one from that set.
Nice.
And like what's wild is people sell complete sets on eBay for like $1,000, $1,500, which is nuts. So
Mhm.
dangerous rabbit hole, but I love it. And it's a great conversation starter because like if you have it on your backpack, you're standing in line, people are looking at it, they want to trade, they ask you questions where you got it. Even when you wear it to other conventions or like at the airport, people ask me
Mhm.
questions. So I definitely love having them on there.
Do they give you? Because it looks like Ricky has the same type bags. Do they give you those bags at the convention, or did you guys buy them ahead of time and brought them?
They're just Nike backpacks. If you go to Nike.com, they're called RPM. It's a SB backpack, but it's
Mhm.
perfect because it has all the spots like
Yes.
for the pins.
Okay,
So
yeah. I
they're
saw he
just
had
Nike.
them, like, a
Yeah.
similar bag, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if they, like, give those out, like, at the
Nah.
convention, or you, like, brought them ahead of time." But he was also telling me, like, for some of the booths, you almost have to, like, purchase things to
Oh,
then get the pin, so you're really spending more than $10 per pin, and I was like,
ye
"Oh my gosh."
Yeah, so the way it works, like the celebration store will have a bulk of the pins, and then there's two pins in the celebration store. You have to spend a certain amount in the store to be able to get it. Like it's like you have to spend 100 to get the first pin, and then like 200 or 250 to get the second. So like when you go and you're buying, there's tons of stuff like t-shirts, cups, posters, hats. So like you could get to those thresholds just getting stuff for friends and family and stuff. But then on the floor, there's what are they? The sponsor pins. So it's usually 10 of them on the floor, and it'll be like one could be at Funko, one's at Stance, one's at Lego, one's at this place, one's at that place. You got to go there to see how they're doing it. Sometimes they're selling it for $10, which is perfect.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's a free gift with purchase. You buy anything, it's perfect. Stance, I hate Stance. Stance was like you have to buy $50 worth of socks to get it. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. Like they do have some cool stuff, but there was nothing that I'm like, I'm not dropping $50 on socks I'm never gonna wear. But
Yeah.
it was funny at London on the last day, Stance realized nobody was buying them. So then they started selling them for $10 each. So it is a little mission, but that's kind of the fun of the hunt because they only have a certain amount out each day. So literally in London, every day when me and Ricky got there, we had a game plan. Okay, today we're going to these two booths. The
Right.
minute the gates open, and in some of my vlogs, you can see we're running. You see me and Ricky running full force to those booths because everybody's doing the same thing. So it's fun, it's exhilarating, but like you have to have a plan and get there early and run because they sell out quick.
Gotcha. Yeah, he told me about the stance and he was like, no one was buying them. And like, then they started just selling them. And like, I would have been pressed if I bought the socks and then
Yeah.
like just, to get the pin. And I like stance. I have a decent amount of their socks because I like to wear them under my scrubs and stuff. Like,
Oh,
it's a
nice.
one little, thing I can kind of like sprinkle in.
Yeah.
But I get it. They get expensive. And usually I only buy the Star Wars ones when they go on sale. So they're like maybe $15. I'm like, I could do that, but they get
Yeah.
expensive. So $50 on socks to get a pin is like, I could see how that could be
Yeah.
tough. I definitely wouldn't be a fan, but I mean, it would be cool. I would love to get into the pin collection. I started collecting some pins, but I feel like that would be a must in Japan. So,
Yeah, because like for every celebration, they have a different artist design all the pins. So I'm just gonna assume and guess it's gonna be Japanese inspired pins for Japan. So imagine all those pins, but they're like samurai versions of all the Star Wars characters. It's gonna be wild.
that could be really cool. I'm a big fan. I don't know if you've seen them around, but like Gallery Panda at like
Yeah,
conventions, they have like the artwork. They have a lot of like kind of samurai related Star Wars stuff, and I always find those
yeah,
pictures like so awesome to look at. So those would be really cool as pins because I could
yeah,
do the pins. Those big art pieces, I don't know where I would put them, but pins I could do.
yeah,
So
exactly.
cool. So I guess some follow-up questions about your collection.
Yeah.
How did you like get into collecting? When did you get into collecting? Like what
So
kind of
so I would say it really started in 2015.
Okay.
And 2015 was the first time I went to MegaCon, and then 2015 was also the first year I got a Funko Pop, and I blame Ricky for that. It's his fault 100%. But I got my first Funko Pop. It was the Marty McFly Back to the Future, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. But then it's like I need Doc Brown, and then I saw like at that time Walking Dead was like really really good. So I saw they had Walking Dead Pop, so I started getting those, and then I seen Vader. I'm like, I need to get all these Star Wars ones. So that's how that started, and then going to MegaCon, I remember my first MegaCon leaving with bags full of Funko Pops, getting a bunch of stuff. So that started then. 2019, when that Slave One came out from Hasbro, that's when I started to get into the vintage collection, the 3 3/4. And then I started getting those, and then I started seeing Black Series, the 6 inch, and I'm like, oh, they're a little bit bigger and they're more detailed. So then I
Yeah.
started to get into Black Series, and then after that, I saw Hot Toys, and I'm like, oh, these things are crazy. So I started to get into that. So it started 2015, but then it got worse in 2019, and it's just gotten crazier. Then I got into helmets. So helmets, I did it smart though. Like my first helmet I got was the Stormtrooper one, and it's because Amazon restocked, and it was $79.97 on clearance when they were reselling for like 250. So I bought that one, and then from there I just started to pay attention when they released or when they restocked or went on sale. So pretty much every helmet I got, I paid either retail or less than retail. I haven't paid resale on nothing. So like sometimes I would get those helmets for like $40, $50, like on random websites. Like I think from Best Buy, I got the Trapper
Mhm.
Wolf for like $40 when who shops for helmets on Best Buy? Nobody thinks that they have it. So that's how I got into that. And then now it's kind of like I like getting just random stuff at like shows, like nostalgia stuff or stuff that I didn't even know exists. So that's what I've mainly been doing now, like getting into the Unleashed figures or stuff from '99. Like I found this at a show, a 1999
Oh,
episode one
wow.
hat. So just stuff like that, stuff that's just like random and nostalgia. Or if it's on sale or a steal, like I just went to Ross yesterday and I finally got this
Oh,
Leia
cool.
for $3.99, which is
Really?
ridiculous. It it
Yeah.
it it wasn't priced, so they gave it to me for $3.99. So that's kinda what I'm on now, is just it needs to be a steal or something crazy old and random.
Nice. Okay. So I guess what would you say your like most valued pieces to you? Doesn't have to be like monetary wise, it could just be like what's most, special to you.
So, I
I
mean,
know you have a lot to choose from.
probably that X-Wing, probably that, because the story behind it with my friends and meeting the guy that started all of it, probably that, but honestly, this one is kind of the most valued. This Kenobi, I still don't believe that I have this. Like, I'm sure you heard the story of how I got
Mhm.
this, right?
Yep.
So, like, and it was just so crazy getting this for $20.
Yeah.
I checked today, it's like 11.50 on the Funko app, which is ridiculous. And before I went to that celebration, I was looking at them on eBay and I'm like, man, I want it, but I'm not paying $1,000, 900. And then 2 days later, we walked into the store, it's there. Like, I remember, Lex, I almost had a heart attack because I remember it was the preview night at Anaheim. We walked into the Celebration Show store early because we had the VIP badges for the first time. And when we walk in, I don't even say nothing to nobody else. Like, I walk in first, I see it, I run all the way to the fixture and I pick it up. And I'm like, how? How? And then I saw the sign was like one per person. So I didn't go crazy like grabbing a
Okay.
bunch. So I grabbed it and then, like, I was just in shock, and then when Ricky saw it, he ran over and grabbed it, and he was like, "How is this here?" Like, it was unreal for $20. So, literally, I was just shocked that I got it, and, like, I'm always gonna have that forever.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was gonna say, do they, like at conventions and or like really celebration, do they limit the amount of Funko
Oh,
Pops?
yeah, so
Yeah.
if it's
Okay.
an if it's an exclusive at the Celebration store and the Funko booth, it's 1 per person. That's it,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So
so you
just like for you, and that's a pretty much.
Because if not, the first 10 people would be assholes and buy everything out
Yeah.
and resell it. So yeah, it's one per person, and then if there's leftovers, you could get back in line, try to get in again, like when they open it up to the public or whatever. So yeah, like in Chicago, I know a ton of people were doing that where they were just getting a line, getting a set, and then going back in line if there was anything left over. And like I remember the Hasbro booth did that at Chicago as well. Like you could just get in line, buy the 2 figures, and then you could get back in line. That way it gives everybody a chance.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I learned a lot from you. I have some mental notes that I've jotted down, and it's always very fun talking to you. And I thank you for coming on. It was a great
Of
time,
course.
great conversation. But can you let the people know one more time where they can find you, what your channel's about before we end up our conversation?
Yep. So YouTube, Star Wars Sith, and Sith Talk podcast for my podcast show, and then Instagram, Star Wars Sith. And if you like Nintendo and video games, Hyrule Sith is my gaming channel. So check it out.
Gotcha. I will add all of his links down in the descriptions. That way you guys can find him easily, all three of his accounts. And again, I appreciate you coming on. So
Yes.
thank you so much. And I will see you guys next Thursday.